for me, stand-up comedy and humor has always been the most therapeutic way to deal with my Tourette's. And when I get to get on stage and I do my routine, it's not written fake jokes. It's all true stories taken from my life that I bring to stage in a humorous way. And when I see the audience laughing and connecting with that, there's nothing more rewarding than making that connection with them. Because not only am I making fun of Tourette's in a lighthearted way, I'm not making fun of people with TS. It's a self-deprecating humor in a way where I'm able to laugh it off and it helps me deal with it. And I'm also spreading awareness at the same time. So it's kind of like a win-win, you know? So I had this one little kid one time came up to me, he was about 12 or 13 years old. And he came up to me, his mom brought him to one of my shows. And you know, for events like this, I G-rate my comedy. But I mean, it's a comedy, it's a nightclub, so the mom brought the son, and I didn't know that there was a kid there, but he enjoyed the show, he loved it. He came up to me afterwards, and he said, Louis, I've seen you on MTV, I've heard you on O&A. I just want you to know that I used to not want to tell anyone about it, and now I can tell my friends that I have Tourette's because I saw you, and I'm trying to say it the way he said it, I'm trying to remember it verbatim, but just the fact that he was able to express himself to his friends and not be afraid of who he is, and because of something that he's, you know, that he saw in me. That is so gratifying. Like, I'll never forget. He just looked at it and I'm like, I'm the reason why he feels okay now to tell people he has Tourette's. If I can do that for one kid, then it's all worth it. My biggest role model growing up was Jim Eisenreich. Jim Eisenreich played for the Philadelphia Phillies. And of course, I live in Deptford, New Jersey, so I'm right outside of Philly. So I was naturally a Phillies fan growing up. But Jim went above and beyond when it comes to spreading awareness and really connecting with people, especially young people, with TS. Because I wrote to him when I was younger, and I heard back right away, and I was invited to the Vet Stadium to see a Phillies game, and Jim Eisenreich would do these talks about Tourette's to these, you know, to the kids in the locker room. And so that was the first time I got to meet him, and just to be able to meet him in person and look at this guy, and I'm like, you're a major league ball player, and you have Tourette's. Just to be able to realize that in that moment made me realize that I can do whatever I want. Like, it's fascinating. And I credit Jim Eisenreich so much to my successes, moderate or big. Just even down to the littlest bit of the same thing, that little kid with what he said to me about how he was able to talk to other people about he had Tourette's because he was inspired by me. Jim Eisenreich had the same effect on me. You know, he really made me feel comfortable with not only who I was, but he made me feel more comfortable about having Tourette's. Because not only was he a successful Major League ball player, he wasn't afraid to talk about it and educate people. So yeah, Jim Eisenreich is definitely, was and still is my biggest hero and role model when it comes to Tourette's and just in general too.